Lawyers, civil society activists waited outside Nakawa Chief Magistrate's court for their colleague, Nicholas Opiyo, who was to appear before Nakawa Chief Magistrate for the mention of his case. Opiyo was produced in court alongside other suspects at about 1 p.m. from a court cell. He was donning sandals, a cardigan over his shoulder, and holding a novel. Opiyo was arrested on the 22nd December 2020 alongside 4 youthful lawyers. Opiyo is the executive director of Chapter 4, a human rights non-government organization. Nakawa Chief Magistrate Dr. Douglas Singiza told Opiyo and his lawyers that he could not hear the case since the charge of money laundering is only triable by the High Court. Dr. Singiza forwarded the file to the High Court. Opiyo was charged with money laundering contrary to Section 3C, 116 and 136(1)(a) of the Anti-Money Laundering Act. The Chief Magistrate remanded Opiyo to Kitalya Prison in Mityana District, but noted that he can remain in police custody pending a COVID-19 test.
We taken back to police so that they are screened, they have COVID, because most of the prisons around here are full.
However, the Police Criminal Investigations Directorate CIID asked the magistrate to remand Opiyo to Kitalya Prison since police has no mandate to keep a suspect who has been remanded by court. Opiyo's lawyer, Daudi Mpanga, protested.
There is no reason why a person like Nicholas Opiyo, who's an officer of this court, a member of the legal profession, a respectable member of society, cannot be afforded police bond and for investigations to be ongoing whilst he is on bond. He's a person who would have reported diligently and would have been exactly where he needs to be at all the times that he's required to be.
Mpanga claimed that this is not the first time that the police and courts appear to be working to frustrate justice while trying suspects.
As soon as it was said that the charges had been laid, the state stood up to say that investigations are ongoing. The practice of arresting people and then investigating offences is improper. The Uganda Law Society has spoken out about it. Courts have condemned it repeatedly.
According to the charge sheet, on 8th October 2020, while at Absa Bank branch in Garden City, Kampala, Opiyo received on his account $340,000, approximately 1.2 billion shillings, in the name of the NGO he heads, Chapter 4 Uganda, knowing at the time that the said funds were proceeds of a crime. NTV engaged some board members and affiliates of Chapter 4 Uganda who protested the claims in the charge sheet.
And the organization has activities and a work plan. Those funds are meant to support the work of the organization, which is promoting human rights and civil liberties.
So the state should have charged Chapter 4 for having received that money. That money doesn't belong to Nicholas.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
At around 3 p.m., Opiyo was driven away from the court premises and sent on remand. Nicholas Opiyo, a human rights lawyer, will spend his Christmas on remand because he could not apply for bail since he was produced before a wrong court. His legal team is now preparing a bail application which they will submit before the Anti-Corruption Court on the 28th of December 2020. The Anti-Corruption Court is a division of the High Court that has the jurisdiction to hear a case of that nature. Opiyo can only take plea before a judge, but now the team is skeptical about the availability of a judge on that day since most of the people are already on Christmas holiday. But the information that we're also getting is that even if a judge is available, his bail application will be heard through teleconferencing. Sudhir Yarhanga, NTV at the Magistrates Court in Nakawa.